Never can say goodbye. No, 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 no. Never can say goodbye. Even though the pain and heartache seems to follow me wherever I go. Though I tried to hide my feelings, they always seem to show. Then you tried to say you're leaving me, and I always have to say no. Tell me why is it so that I never can say goodbye? No, 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 never can say goodbye. Every time I think I've had enough to start heading for the door, there's a very strange vibration that pierces me right to the core. It says, turn around, you fool. You know you love me more and more. Tell me why is it so? Don't wanna let you go. I never can say goodbye, girl. Buy this car to drive to work to pay for this car. Buy this car to drive to work.
Welcome to YellBro Road. I am Jordan, and today the peace deal has been signed. There's finally peace in the Middle East, allegedly. But first, we're going to cover something else. We're going to cover this story with JD Vance taking questions about Tom Homan, the immigration czar. But first, don't forget to share, support, hopefully donate to all the links in the description box. Check them out, read them, share them, then donate. All of it is very much appreciated. Also, please check out the Discord if you want to join that, where, you can argue, you can battle, you can debate. All opinions are welcome. You can listen to music, you can watch movies, you can watch Child's Play. I watched that last night. Whatever. Task on HBO. Not a bad show. So far. So far. Everything's free and open, please. Take advantage of the Discord. Also take advantage of the links that I'm going to provide to you, where I source everything I show on screen. And I feel like my voice is deeper right now. Whatever. Please take advantage of the links. You can read through them yourselves. You can do follow-up investigations in regards to the topics. Yada, yada, yada. All links, description box. All right. So George Stephanopoulos, George Hip Hop Anonymous, did an interview with JD Vance, and he actually pushed him on this whole Tom Homan taking $50,000 from undercover FBI people and got away with it. And JD Vance is here to run cover for him. Don't worry. Trust me, he's a good guy. Trust me, everybody. He's a good guy. Good person right here. He protects his friends. But then again, if you did that, or if I did that, we get in trouble. These guys don't. They're allowed to willy-nilly break laws, break ethics, show no sense of empathy or principles. They're allowed to do it. They get away with it because we allow it. There you go. Let's just keep it real simple there. Like, we allow this to happen. Although it's not your fault. I'm not going to blame regular people, as in, like, it's your fault why they do this. They have some deep psychological problems. That's in my diagnosis. That's why these people do horrendous things. And make sure they build structures and systems around them to protect themselves. But we'll catch you, though. You'll go to jail. But these guys, they'll be fine. Maybe one of them gets in trouble, right? Just to, like, make it seem like, just for suspension of disbelief, just to make it somewhat believable. Like, how are you guys committing all these crimes and always getting away with it? You got to catch one of them. You got to get a Bernie Madoff here or there, But anyways, let's go on to this. The guy running the main name at the head of our immigration policy, and then rounding up people. Once again, Americans, illegal immigrants, legal immigrants, doesn't matter. They're just rounding people up. Probably because they look a certain way, most likely, seems like. You know, they're taking down veterans, they're taking down construction workers, it doesn't matter. People that have been living here for 20 years, that built a life here, doesn't matter. People actually doing things the legal way, getting dragged out of their fucking court hearings. Yeah, devil worshippers. Devil worshippers. And don't let some fake Christian tell you otherwise. I'm sorry. This is as anti-Christian as it gets. It's anti-every religion, let's be honest. Right? Anything that seeks peace and love, this is the exact opposite. This is some Stasi shit from a bunch of weak people, by the way. This dude, a weak man. He's weak as shit. You can tell. Look at him. The weak man with eyeliner on. Anyways, let's hear this shocking interview between George Hip Hop Anonymous and JD Vance. JD, I have eyeliner on, Vance. Here we go.
The White House border czar Tom Homan was recorded on an FBI surveillance tape in September 2024, accepting $50,000 in cash. Did he keep that money or give it back?
George, you've covered the story ad nauseum. Tom Homan did not take a bribe. It's a ridiculous smear. And the reason you guys are going after Tom Homan so aggressively is because he's doing the job of enforcing the law. I think it's really preposterous. I know Tom. I think that he's a good man. He gets death threats. He gets attacked. He gets constantly threatened by people because he has the audacity to want to enforce the country's immigration laws. I think that it would be a much more interesting story about why is it that Tom Homan, who is simply enforcing Americans' immigration laws, is getting constantly harassed and threatened to the point of death threats. That's a much more interesting question that I think journalists should focus on. We can agree to disagree on that question.
Well, wait, you said he didn't take a bribe, but I'm not sure you answered the question. Are you saying that he did not accept the $50,000?
George, this story has been covered ad nauseum. He did not take a bribe. Did he accept $50,000? I'm sure that in the course of Tom Homan's life, he has been paid more than $50,000 for services. The question is, did he do something illegal? And there's absolutely no evidence that Tom Homan has ever taken a bribe or done anything illegal, which is why he's working in the administration.
I'm asking you, did he accept the $50,000 that was caught on the surveillance tape? Did he accept that $50,000 or not?
George, I don't know what you're talking about. Did he accept $50,000 for what?
He was recorded on an audio tape in September 2024, an FBI surveillance tape, accepting $50,000 in cash. Did he keep that money?
Accepting $50,000 for doing what, George? I'm not even sure I understand the question. Is it a crime? Even the far left media like yourself. So I'm actually not sure what the precise question is. Did he accept $50,000? Honestly, George, I don't know the answer to that question. What I do know is that he didn't violate a crime.
So you don't, what was caught on the tape, you're saying right now you don't know whether or not he kept that money?
I don't know what tape you're referring to, George. I saw media reports that Tom Homan accepted a bribe. There's no evidence of that. And here's, George, why fewer and fewer people watch your program and why you're losing credibility. Because you're talking for now 5 minutes with the Vice President of the United States about this story regarding Tom Homan, a story that I've read about, but I don't even know the video that you're talking about. Meanwhile, low-income women can't get food because the Democrats and Chuck Schumer have shut down the government. Right now, we're trying to figure out how to pay our troops because Chuck Schumer has shut down the government. You are focused on a bogus story. You're insinuating criminal wrongdoing against a guy who has done nothing wrong instead of focusing on the fact that our country is struggling because our government's shut down. Let's talk about the real issues, George. I think the American people would benefit much more from that than from you going down some weird left-wing rabbit hole where the facts clearly show that Tom Homan didn't engage in any criminal wrongdoing.
It's not a weird left-wing rabbit hole. I didn't insinuate anything. I asked you whether Tom Homan accepted $50,000, as was heard on an audio tape recorded by the FBI in September 2024, and you did not answer the question. Thank you for your time this morning.
No, George, I said that I don't.
Up next, we'll be right back.
I mean, that's just magical. That's magical. And once again, this is not. I know there's a lot of like slow thinking people that play the left right paradigm and they're like, oh, see, look, you support ABC News and far left, and which is what JD Vance is trying to play off of, right? He's trying to take advantage of you guys. You need to wake up. He's trying to take advantage of you. When there's something where it's like, hey, there's a file from the FBI that says this guy took fucking money from undercover FBI dudes for the sake of possible favors within the Trump administration. Now, give I guess George some credit here. He kept it to the. Do you know if he took that money or not? Do you know? Well, if you don't know, isn't that a problem? Shouldn't you look into that? Like, not saying you have to do it personally, but you should be using your power as vice president to find out if someone in your administration is taking money or is willing to take money in the sense of a bribe. Or maybe it's not a bribe. Maybe it's innocent. Go prove his innocence. You're telling me you have no interest in that, JD Vance? And by the way, as far as I understand, the incoming FBI guy, Patel and the Trump administration, the DOJ, Pam Bondi and Trump and all these people, dropped that case. So thus, I assume the evidence goes with it. Or maybe it's still filed away somewhere. Either way, JD Vance will make no efforts to try to enlighten everyone about this particular topic. Seemingly. Right? Maybe he does. I highly doubt that. But just based on the way he answered all this, and of course the desperate pivot of like you're the far left media, you're the far left. Like this guy's not the far left. He's as conservative as it gets when it comes to like he wears nice clothes, he fucking lives in a luxury apartment or a luxury house or whatever the fuck he lives in. This dude makes millions of dollars, dude. He's closer to you, JD Vance, than he is to some kid on the street in Portland wearing a frog suit. He's just like, it is what it is. But he's using that language, right? I mean, I hope that spell broke, but it definitely captured a lot of people early on, I would say, especially during the first Trump administration. That spell worked on quite a bit of people. And in fact, there was a gang of content creators that took advantage of that as well and abused their audience with these things. The left. You know, the Tim Pools, whoever you want to name. They've got people like that. Alex Jones. These guys abuse their audience just like the politicians abuse them too. Like, it is what it is. And it's unfortunate. It's worth pointing out. Once again, let's say this is a deed being done by the far left, the enemies of, I guess he's calling himself the right, the conservatives, the MAGA people, the America Firsters. Let's say that's the case. Would you answer that way? If you're being honest, if you're JD Vance and the far left brings this to your desk as a question, is that how you answer it? Is that honesty? Is that integrity? Is that legitimacy? Is it honor? I don't fucking think so. It looks like a squibbling little fucking worm. Squiggling its way around questions. That's what it looks like to me. Holy fuck. If you were unaware of the story, you say, I don't know what you're talking about. Let me look into it. If you're aware of the story, oh, we investigated it, it's all cleared. Simple. That's what honest people do. When you're surrounded by liars. If these are your only heroes, guys, good fucking luck. Good luck with eyeliner, man. He's a soft dude too. He's a soft man. Let's be honest. Anyways, let's get back to the main story. Here's Trump, I guess, signing this deal. I'm not going to play the audio or anything. You just see it for what it is. A bunch of different nations here. There's France and Turkey and Egypt and Jordan and Qatar and whatever, right? I'm sure Saudi Arabia's there. And I'm also very sure that they spent a shit ton of money to set up all this. Meanwhile, there's homeless people, right? There's homeless people all over their countries. And they spent more money on this than them. Crazy, huh? But either way, let's go into the kind of weird aspects of all this. Here we go. You just saw that right there, right? Dave Smith says, this is insane. Let's hear it.
Broken promises from many other
Bless me.
American presidents. You know that. They kept promising. I never understood it until I got there. There was a lot of pressure put on these presidents. It was put on me too, but I didn't yield to the pressure. But every president
You're with
for
it, that's fine.
decades said, we're going to do it. The difference is I kept my promise and officially recognized the capital of Israel and moved the American embassy to Jerusalem.
Which is kind of a precursor to the whole Gaza genocide thing. It's a precursor. And I can already, I would hope you'd recognize that, like, no, there'll be no one culpable to any of this stuff. It'll just move on like nothing happened, even though shit did happen. And guess what? Shit's going to continue to happen in regards to people in Gaza. They're still fucked. Here we go. America first.
Isn't that right, Miriam? Look at Miriam. She's back there. Stand up, Miriam. Stand up.
He's so cool and casual.
Miriam and Sheldon would come into the office. They'd call me. He'd call me. I think they had more trips to the White House than anybody else I can think of. Look at her sitting there so innocently. She's got 60 billion in the bank, 60 billion. And I think she's saying no more. And she loves Israel, but she loves it, and they would come in, and her husband was a very aggressive man, but I loved him. He was a very aggressive, very supportive of me. And he'd call up, can I come over and see you? I say, Sheldon, I'm the president of the United States. It doesn't work that way. He'd come in and we would do. But they were very responsible for so much, including getting me thinking about Golan Heights, which is probably one of the greatest things to ever happen to Israel.
Now you have to ask yourself, fellow Americans, can you do that? Are you allowed to do that? Can you just say, hey, I'm coming over, and just walk into the White House and then actually ask for geopolitical, things to happen? Can you ask for the Golan Heights if you wanted to? Can you ask them to move the embassy? Can you? Are you allowed to? Or would you get shot in the front fucking lawn? And probably put on a watch list if you tried to call. Especially if you say the wrong things. Someone's gonna call this dude a great man. That's the embarrassing part. These dudes, I have this little theory that these dudes have to push down actual righteous meaning people so that they can stand out as looking good compared to each other. Gangsters compared to other gangsters. Trump might look like an angel right now to a lot of people. Because guess what? There's Chuck Schumer out there. If we compare him to Chuck Schumer, Trump looks like a fucking angel. But if a real motherfucker showed up, that's game over for them. There's no going back after that. If a real motherfucker showed up, made it to some sort of governmental power in a giant nation like the United States, and actually stayed protected, didn't get, assassinated, the world would change. Because people would be like, wait a minute, you can be like that and be president? Fuck yeah, it's over. These creepy little slugs won't make it here anymore. They'd probably have to kill that person before they even entered office, just to make sure of it. Because once the bubbles burst, that's it. Throughout history, people have been dealing with relatively better their entire existences. There's actually people that scream for that. Like regular people that scream for lesser evils. They scream for it. We need this because the other guy's so bad. Meanwhile, if they just one day got an actual legit motherfucker in there, it's game over. That's why I cheer for aliens and Jesus and Buddha and Muhammad and whoever to come to come down, float down from the sky and say some righteous shit that these fools can't do nothing about. They'd be wrecked. They're not worried. Like, it seems like by their actions, they have no concern to be righteous themselves. They're more fearful of you guys becoming that. Becoming so righteous that they can't do anything with you. Imagine some hyper, nonviolent, Jesus-like behavior person. Maybe not walk on water, but behavior-wise, morally. Imagine that person walking around on planet Earth. That's a threat to them. That's the biggest threat. It's a bigger threat than a gun or a nuke or anything. Someone behaving totally righteous and honestly. They are afraid of that. It is the ultimate weapon. Because that means these guys are dog shit. In comparison, like, wait a minute, there's this Jesus guy walking around telling us to, love and peace and all that shit. Love each other, love your neighbor. Don't kill anyone. Don't lie, don't be full of shit. Meanwhile, this guy just lies, kills, bombs neighbors, infiltrates neighbors. Like, he's gonna look like a fucking hyper dweeb in comparison. So that's why those guys are threats. Guys or gals. Now imagine an entire populace became like that. These dudes will walk away. They'll have the walk of shame of a lifetime. Because no one's going to harm them, but they have to walk around with shame on their face. They can't hide it anymore. Wasn't there a video of this guy saying, like, hey, I don't know if I'm going to get to heaven or not. I don't know. Don't worry, Trump. There's a heaven for everyone. You're just going to have to do it. Just like the rest of us, you're going to have to do a lot of work. A lot of work before you step through that, or step across that threshold. It'll take a lot of work. We all need the work. You're just piling on to how dirty your fucking house is. You just keep adding fucking dirt and fucking clutter and shit everywhere. And the righteous people are trying to tell you, hey man, stop. You can change anytime you want to. Anyways, here we go. Here's more of Trump. I guess embarrassing. He's not really embarrassing her, but he's like, oh yeah, Miriam. I think she's owner of the Mavericks too, the Dallas Mavericks, if you're a basketball fan. And have given her and her husband, her late husband, Sheldon Adelson, gave shit tons of money to Trump. And that is part of the reason why they can just call up the White House, show up, and get access and ask for policy changes that you can't do. It's not the whole reason, but it's definitely a decent amount size reason. But here we go. Feeling talkative today, Jesus. Here we go. I'm sorry for having opinions, guys. I'm sorry. I'll shut up.
Miriam, stand up, please. She really is. I mean, she loves this country.
It's going to get a little weird here. Brace yourselves.
She loves this country. Her and her husband are so incredible. We miss him so dearly. But I actually asked her, I'm going to get her in trouble with this, but I actually asked her once, I said, so Miriam, I know you love Israel. What do you love more, the United States or Israel? She refused to answer. That might mean Israel, I must say. We love you. Thank you, darling, for being here. That's a great honor. Great honor. She's a wonderful woman.
I muted? Fuck my life. Listen, I know people will scream, Israel first, and the Israel lobby, and the Israel influence, and Israel owns the United States, and all that stuff. I get it, which is where Dave Smith might focus on, right, in that area, because it's very simple of an idea to go with. But I think it's a little bit more complex than that. I think it's a team, once again, I'll say it again, a team of gangsters working together, And I mean, if you ever seen the BB Files, which is a pretty decent documentary, exposing some of the corruption of Bibi Netanyahu, she will make an appearance in there. She will make an appearance, getting kind of interrogated. Because let's be real, she's filthy, filthy, filthy rich, and she's spreading money all over the place, buying up influence and getting people to do things. People that are already like, yeah, I'd do that no matter, like, I don't care, I'd do that. But, you know, name your price, though. like, give me a price, too. Like, I'd give you some money. I'll take that as well. No shame about it. That's how these guys operate. In fact, it might be to such a degree, I don't know about Trump necessarily, but other people that maybe grew up in this lifestyle, they may not even view it as corruption. They may view it as just normal, which is something we need to pay attention to, truly, and do real diagnoses, real investigations, instead of just saying, it's Israel. It's a little bit lazy to me. But either way, okay, let's keep moving. That's a crazy clip, right? It is actually insane, Dave Smith. Let's continue on to this one. Now, we all know of the crimes that have happened in Gaza, crimes outside of Gaza, that the Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu, has been involved in. But don't worry, our criminal president will go out of his way to try to help him out, you know? Here we go.
A good man right here. These two men are good men right here.
Talking to Netanyahu and the Israeli president, I believe.
Hey, I have an idea. Mr. President, why don't you give him a pardon? Give him a pardon. Come on.
So, once again, I know this guy's full of shit, right? He's a devil worshiper. He makes the world a worse place, or tries to terraform it in his own image, along with his other teammates. But even that, logically speaking, wouldn't you want to investigate the crime first? Hey, is there a crime being done? Let's investigate it fully and completely. If there's other crimes attached to it, let's investigate those too. Wouldn't you want to do that? And then be like, all right, now we pardon you. If you were going to pardon him, right? Wouldn't you investigate first? Don't you want just to know the truth for yourself? Because you're a well-meaning person, right, Trump? You're well-meaning and you look after everyone. Part of like what your job is supposed to be. Maybe not as far as the official notes of what the fucking president's supposed to do, but as far as like what we perceive it as, right? The leader of the free world, if you will. Supposed to look after everyone. Supposed to be the ultimate version of righteousness, right? As a leader. Thus, let's investigate what crimes he committed. Let's showcase all of them. And then after that, go ahead, pardon him. Whatever. I'm not out here begging for jail time for Netanyahu. I want the crimes exposed on a mass scale so everyone knows it. That's what I want. But let's be real. This orange penguin is not here for that. You see? Right now, he's having a ball right now. He's pageantry. They're probably partying right now, whatever. This isn't about actual getting the right thing done. I don't think so. Because he could have did this months ago if he wanted to. This is proof of that, isn't it? The fact that the thing just, boom, ended like that so fast. I mean, it didn't really end, but you know what I mean. Quote unquote ended. That shows that he could have did this on day one if he wanted to. But instead, just let them do it, like let them destroy. And I'll be generous here and say 80% of the living situation in Gaza fucking rolled over. All right, now stop. It's gone too far. It's gone too far. Has it? Really? Because you could say that on day one, it's gone too far. But liars lie, and in fact, they will bullshit you to get you guys to support him and the people he says to like as well. I love JD Vance. I love Miriam Adelson. I love Bibi Netanyahu. They're trying to get you to love them too. Here we go. Imagine pardoning someone before formal charges. Actually, I'm done. I'm done. That's crazy, right? Pardon someone before the actual charges are actually spent. Let's continue. Here's once again. Here's Trump showcasing that he's a part of the crime that people, as far as the world is considered, or the world considers, that they actually care about or are more aware of. Right? Maybe they're less aware of his financial corruption charges inside of the state of Israel. But as far as his crimes in Gaza, I mean, that one everyone's aware of as like, yo, this guy's a fucking war criminal. And Trump's proudly saying, I'm one of them too. I was helping him do it. Here we go.
I can tell you we have weapons that nobody's ever dreamt of. I only hope we never have to use them. I rebuilt the military. I was proud to do it, but some of the things I hated to do, I hated certain of the weapons because the level of power is so enormous. It's so dangerous, so bad. But we have to do what we have to do. We make the best weapons in the world, and we've got a lot of them. And we've given a lot to Israel, frankly. And
wow. Round of applause for the Congress over there, okay? We have a lot of weapons, and hey, I would hate to use them. We gave a lot to Israel. Have they been using them? Yes, they have. Actually, has Trump been using them? Yes, he has. I mean, the bombing campaigns are like actually there on paper. Just regular Americans are so focused on Israel, they don't see the blatant other crimes that are happening. I mean, blatant. I did a video on it. No one cared. It's incredible. It's actually incredible. Like Rand Paul is telling you, hey, we're blowing up random boats without any evidence. And like, once again, do you have the access that Rand Paul has? No, we don't have that access as regular civilians. But guess what? Rand Paul has it, and he's not allowed to see, like, hey, is there evidence for why you bombed these boats out here in the middle of the fucking ocean? No. How about Somalia? What's your reason for doing that? I can. Yemen? Iran. I mean, Africa, let's not even talk about. It's like, it's so, once again, it's so twisted. It's like there's so many cunts put forward as leaders around the world that they only look good compared to each other. And people accept that. It's mind-boggling. Let's keep playing. Golly.
I mean, Bibi would call me so many times, can you get me this weapon, that weapon, that weapon? Some of them I never heard of, Bibi, and I made them. But we'd get them here, wouldn't we? And they are the best. They are the best. And
so he'd ask for weapons, and you'd deliver it to him. Now, once again, I'm just saying, like, honestly, if somehow Bibi Netanyahu got, prosecuted as a war criminal by an international court, wouldn't he have to go with him? It's like the guy who sells the sniper rifle to the fucking assassin, right? To some James Bond villain assassin person. Like, wait a minute, you're providing him the guns to do all this stuff. So it kind of makes you culpable, doesn't it? Along with all the other, let's be real, tangential evidence that's there of this whole Gaza, what's it called? The Great Deal? I think it's called the Great Deal or something like that. Or it's like turning Palestine or turning Gaza into this technocratic wonderland which seems to be where the direction they're heading. Honestly. Here we go.
But you used them well. It also takes people that know how to use them. And you obviously used them very well. But so many that Israel became strong and powerful, which ultimately led to peace. That's what led to peace.
War equals peace. That's not Orwellian at all. That's a safe statement. Now let's move on to something that could be, where you have more allies, I think more contributors to the gangster plans here. Oh, actually, this first. Now, this is the so-called opposition in Israel. This is the quote-unquote opposition. Here you go.
From here, I say to all those who demonstrated against Israel these past 2 years, on the streets of London and Rome, in Paris and in Columbia University. I do not represent the government. As you know, I am the leader of the opposition. And I tell you, then, you were deceived. You were deceived. Propaganda experts, funded by terror money, manipulated you. Now that the war has stopped, you have time and a chance to go and learn the facts. The truth is, there was no genocide, no intentional starvation. From here, I say...
Pause for me. So, obviously, there was no genocide. This is the opposition, meaning, like, if Netanyahu goes away and gets thrown in jail for whatever, corruption charges, war crimes, when the UN decide, like, yo, this is a genocide, which I guess is like a terrorist propaganda arm, according to this guy. Yeah, I don't think you're getting any type of improvement. And it's like, this is not an improvement, is it? It's like you're gonna get the same shit. Same with the U.S. You get rid of Trump, and Harris pops up, or Pete Buttigieg or someone like that becomes president. You're gonna get the same shit, and you can just see by the way both sides handled Gaza. And once again, people's thinking like, oh, Trump came to his senses and realized, oh, we need a peace deal. I don't believe that at all. I think this is now the next phase of the plan, which is turn Gaza into something that Gaza wasn't. And not for the sake of Palestinians, but for the sake of these businessmen and these government gangsters. Straight up. That's my opinion on what's probably going to happen. And I've been pretty good at my guesses. I'll say that. But it's not. This is not rocket science. I don't think it's hard to guess. Look at the way the opposition to Netanyahu is speaking. Like, come on. Come on. We did what was necessary. Oh, you need to kill all those babies? Got it. That was necessary for you? It's like, by the way, he didn't say there wasn't mass destruction. He says it wasn't on purpose. He didn't say there wasn't starvation. He said it wasn't on purpose. And it's like, that's some lawyer talking ass bullshit, bro. We saw what the fuck you were doing. And you can tell because as soon as this deal thing happened and they start letting aid in, you see the difference, don't you? Like, what stopped you from doing that before? I mean, Hamas was all in to sign any type of fucking deal they could get. But let's just add this to the mix. Speaking of Hamas, and there's a lot of people out there. Like, oh, they're the what are they called? The resistance. You sit back and watch. All you little fuckers that were dick riding with Hamas and all that shit. Even after they do horrible things, like October 7th is a horrible fucking thing. It's terrible. What else are they supposed to do? I mean, it's a tough thing. But is that the first thing you go to? Is that how you do things? Is that the exact way you go about it? start screaming, like almost like when you see like the results after crimes happen, as in like, oh, that's why. It's like the ending of a movie. Like, oh, now it makes more sense of what they were doing. Not saying this is the case. I'm just saying like on the conspiracy side of things, like, huh? Because if you think about it, Hamas was hiding in a lot of tunnels, while the civilian population were the ones getting fucking shit on. Let's just be honest. Then when you go here,
of Hamas rearming, instituting themselves as a Palestinian police force, shooting rivals. What is your message to
Where they are
Hamas?
standing because they do want to stop the problems, and they've been open about it, and we gave them approval for a period of time. You have to understand, they've lost probably 60,000 people. That's a lot of retribution. They've lost 60,000 people, and the ones that are living right now were, in many cases, very young when this all started. And we are having them watch that there's not going to be big crime or some of the problems that you have when you have areas like this that have been literally demolished. You know, you have 2 million people, and probably it'll be less than that, but you have close to 2 million people going back to buildings that have been demolished. And a lot of bad things can happen. So we want it to be safe. I think it's going to be fine.
there is a lot said right there. You get close to 2 million people. Oh, it's gonna be less. We also said 60,000 people died. All right, it's like, mathematically, are you saying those less than 2 million? You're saying that was what? was that death? Was that you're gonna expel a certain amount of people? Like, what's going on? And then also, you were gonna trust Hamas to, as an armed group, to control the entire area, to police the area, to de-radicalize the area. That screams sus to me. I don't know about you. That screams very weird to me, actually. And they did, remember in his 20-point plan, the idea of de-radicalizing was in there. Now, if he's saying we gave the green light to Hamas to take out other kind of militia groups that are within the country, oh my dear Lord. I thought the main point was to get rid of Hamas. Or one of the main points. Iran backed, right? Iran proxy Hamas. Terrorist cell, terrorist group. We're going to allow them to keep shooting up the country, though. We're going to allow that. And it's like, holy fucking shit. That looks sus. And once again, I know there's people out there because they lack the brain cells and they dick ride Hamas because they're fighting Israel. Now, what are they doing now? I'm sure you'll have your own version of, well, Hamas is just taking out the Israeli proxies that exist there. There's some room to say that, maybe. But should they be the heads of the state? Like, right? I brought up the idea of the dude that's, I guess, still locked up in Israel, who, like, used peaceful means, and that's why people liked him, and that's why groups were gravitating towards him. But what if Hamas goes in there and just takes those motherfuckers out? And now everything's safe and clean for the United States to come in there and transform it into a bunch of luxury hotels and McDonald's. Just saying as a possibility. I'll let them sentence here or whatever.
It's going to be fine. Who knows for sure, Katie? But I think it's going to be fine.
Okay, so you didn't say anything. Got it. It's gonna be fine. Fine for who? It's the main question here. But yeah. Look, you can't take your eye off the ball, man. Pause. Like it feels like this sometimes because with these governments and the amount of fucking resources they have and all that shit, it just feels like their thing goes nonstop. But regular people, even if they do look into politics, they take a break here or there, or they compromise on something here or there, or they get tricked by something here or there. And it's like, damn, we need to be like fucking hawks, bro. No flinching at all. Ever. Because these guys keep throwing shit at people. Nonstop. Remember, the October 7th thing, right? And all the terrorist group, Hamas did all this stuff. And now and now what's he saying? Keep your weapons, and if they're taking groups out, go ahead. Do your thing. And it's like, huh? What? It's, once again, the same thing as him shaking hands with an Al-Qaeda leader. After the whole reason why we're blowing up all these countries is 9/11. Right? Al-Qaeda, killed 3,000 Americans on 9/11. Fast forward to 2025, and they're shaking hands with Al-Qaeda. And it's like, wait a minute, but that was your whole reason of fighting all this. You're telling me you did all this just to get Al-Qaeda into higher positions of power? Or Al-Qaeda affiliates? Or ISIS affiliates? Into positions, get them into positions of power? Was that the whole fucking point the whole time? I mean, who knows? I mean, for all I know, Palestinians are doing what Americans might be doing, which is, look, Trump saved us from this war. See? He saved us. He saved the Middle East. See? He brought peace there. He ended the Gaza-Israel war. He ended the genocide. Whatever you want to call it. Meanwhile, all the contributing factors to creating the fucking mess or help facilitate the fucking mess, this guy's been a part of. You look at Palestinians, they're like, oh, Hamas saved us. Hamas made the deal with these guys that they actually got a deal done. So Hamas they saved us. Meanwhile, he basically facilitated these things. Hey, nothing gets more telling than them accepting money that came from Israel, from the Netanyahu administration, through Qatar, but they still, I'm sure it's because everyone else is aware where the money fucking came from. I assume they know where the money came from. And I assume they have to know that, like, they got the money to prop themselves up to shut down the other group, the PLO, or whoever. So that, like, we need, like, a kind of a fucking monster or something to be running Gaza, so we have an excuse to fuck up Gaza. They have to know that as well. And you fast forward to now, and it's like, well, look at this. Now they're allowed. At first, like, destroy Hamas because they're terrorist cells funded by Iran. And now they know what they're doing. We're allowing them to keep their weapons and take care of the people within the country. Take them out, if you will. And it's like, what the fuck? And once again, this is not me saying that all these things are inherently evil, like they started that way. I'm not saying Hamas started that way. I'm not saying Israel started. Well, Israel has like a weird kind of beginning to its history, but even that, the well-meaning people that may exist in these time periods, not blaming them. The United States, they had, like, once again, all these people have problems, but there could be some sense of genuine thing of why they're doing what they're doing. But we're way past that now. We're somewhere else with all of them. U.S., Israel, Hamas, they're all looking fucking sus as fuck to me. And if they walk away as the end game winners, which is probably going to happen, yeah, we're there. But whatever. There's your video. Please subscribe if you feel like. Comment, agree, disagree. I'm sure people will tell me, oh, Jordan, shut up, you talk too much. All right, I'm sorry. I'll try not to talk so much on my own fucking channel. I'll keep it down and let the big dick president, the big broad shoulders, sit down. BB, China. I'm sure you want to hear that dweeby fucking dweeb fuck talk more. I understand. But please, if you have any arguments about content or topics or ideas brought up in the video, please say what you think. All welcome. Don't forget to check out the links in the description box for charities or for the Discord or for links to the videos I use and the tweets I use and whatever. There's articles in there, whatever. All sources linked in the description box. And with all that said, please give this video a thumbs down.
Say you wanna get in.